Good morning, good afternoon.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I think we're going to get a few more people coming in, but I don't want to keep you waiting. For those who were in time, thank you so much for joining. We're very happy to be hosting this this event in honor of young people as the Youth International Day is today. So happy Youth International Day for all of the young people here present today. My name is Andrea Betancourt. I'm the Senior Program Officer at the Global Infrastructure Basel Foundation. This is an organization based in Basel, Switzerland, and we focus on improving urban infrastructure and promoting sustainable urban infrastructure. And we are here with some of our partners. I'm going to walk you a little bit through the agenda that we have for today. As we had mentioned in our email, this is an informal conversation. We want to hear from the people that have been involved in our program, hear the voices of the young people that participated in it, and give those who are not part of the program the opportunity to learn about the Safe and Sound Cities program that we are focusing on today. So I'll give a little intro at the beginning of the program, of the different partners that make the program. I'll introduce you to our local implementers in both of our pilot cities, where the program is currently running. So that is Bandung in Indonesia and Envigado in Colombia. And then I'll give the opportunity for local implementers, young people, and one of our ICLE office, who is a partner of ours, to also provide share their experiences with our program, in particular in regards to the role of youth and the experience of working with young people in those cities. And then we'll open the floor for questions that you may have regarding the program, the experience of young people in it, and of course, if you have experiences to share, to exchange in this forum, we absolutely encourage that. So let's get us started. We have now 16 people, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Give me just 1 second to mention that the call is also shared on YouTube, and we would like also to record it, our call. So just wanted to make everyone aware and ask if everyone is fine with this. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Julia. I almost forgot about that. So
you're muted, Andrea.
Thank you, Isabella. Not a good way to start, but so I'll begin introducing you all to the Safe and Sound Cities program, which is a program that is an initiative that is proudly led by the Global Infrastructure Basel Foundation, which is the organization I represent. We work in partnership with ICLE, Local Governments for Sustainability. We're hosted by the Swiss Philanthropy Foundation, who are our administrative partner, and we are supported by Fundación Botnar, which is also a private foundation based in Basel, Switzerland as well. and with the mission of promoting young people's quality of life. So this particular program is at the moment being implemented into pilot cities, like I mentioned before. That is Envigado in Colombia and Bandung in Indonesia. And for our implementation, we have our local partners who are instrumental in moving this forward. And those are Fundación Mi Sangre, who are based in Colombia as well. And their mission is to promote a culture of peace in Colombia by helping new generations develop skills and capacities to exercise change. And in Bandung, Indonesia, our local partner is the World Resources Institute Indonesia, who is an independent research organization that works at the nexus of environment, economic opportunity, and human well-being. So both of these organizations, with the intermediation and help or assistance of ICLEI, because we also have our ICLEI office in South America and the office that is based in Colombia specifically, and we're working with the ICLEI office in the Southeast Asian region with their specific Indonesian office. So this is the network that is allowing for this program to be implemented. In this year, we are at the moment in the testing year. So our philosophy is also about iterations and learning from what we're doing. So this has been a pilot phase, the testing year, and we're at the moment trying to collect the lessons learned from this experience to be able to improve in the next iteration, which would be year 2. So what is the S²Cities program? For those of you who are not familiar, our main objective is to promote safer environments for young people. Very generally speaking, we acknowledge that in many cities in the global south, young people are not necessarily involved in the policy making that goes around making cities safer. So we're focused on trying to make visible the experience of young people in terms of safety, because we believe that living in a safe environment is what will enable young people to take advantage of the human and economic opportunities that cities may be able to offer. So, but if they're living in an unsafe or an unsecure environment, that inhibits young people from taking full advantage of the opportunities around them. And that's why we're focusing on this particular topic. The way we work, or our philosophy again, is very much around engaging young people. So we don't want to come in and prescribe what to do. We really want to listen to young people, because we also acknowledge that the issues that young people are going through in different contexts are different. So in Envigado, they might be very different from what's happening in Bandung. So our first step is to engage young people, get them to share and let us understand what are the safety issues that really concern them, and then with them go through a process of trying to understand the root causes of those issues, and then connect them with other urban actors that are instrumental for cities, such as the local government, for example, or the private sector, and to create this network so that together they can find solutions to those issues. That's in a nutshell what we're trying to do here. This is a multi-year program, so we are aiming to engage 10 cities at least in the next years, and that's part of the strategy. So because our thinking is we don't want to do only one experience in one city, but ideally would like to replicate that or take that approach to different cities and start building a movement of young people that are involved in the policymaking and the shaping of their urban environments to make them safer. We think that is a way of scaling up the program and the impact, and that is a good way to achieve systemic change. So that's basically, in a summary, what our approach looks like. And our activities are divided into 3 components. Again, very generally speaking. Well, first component is about understanding the system. So once we've engaged young people into our program, we've engaged local governments and other decision makers that are relevant in those particular cities. The idea is to create a common understanding of what are the safety issues for young people in that particular city. And then there's a second component which focuses on building the capacities both of local governments in terms of how to work with young people, how to listen to young people, how to involve them in policy making. And then there's also an element of building the capacities of young people in taking them through this process of understanding. I mean, they know very well what the issues are, but also understanding how these issues are tackled or addressed by the local government and how policymaking works, and to think about how they can creatively address issues and root causes. That's also key in our program. And a third component would be the youth-driven innovation that we also try to promote. So in each city, we establish a youth hub with the support of the local governments. And in this youth hub, our local partners have designed an approach to take young people through an innovation engine so that they think about the problems, discuss it with other urban actors, and come up with creative solutions. And in the end, our local partners have selected the most innovative ideas, and they will, in year 2, go into implementing them and supporting those young people who propose those ideas to implement them on the ground. So that's a summary of what the program is about and how it's operating on the ground. There are of course a lot more details that our young people and local implementers will be able to share, hopefully. And in terms of our, well, I did speak about our pilot cities, and Envigado is close to, for those of you who are not familiar, it's a secondary city. In general, our program focuses on secondary cities. Envigado is a secondary city that is very close to Medellin. Medellin is one of the main cities in Colombia. It's really attached to Medellin, so it's it's part of the metropolitan area. And then there's in Bandung is also close to Jakarta. But it's much smaller. And we have here today Ikle from the Indonesian office, who will be able to share a little bit more with you. And I also want to thank those of you who've agreed to speak today in the roundtable and share your experiences. So today we have Juanita Gomez from Fundación Mi Sangre. She is the project coordinator for S²Cities. And we also have been able, please confirm, Juanita, if Mateo and Esteban Cano are here with us today.
Hi, Andrea. Hello, everyone. No, we could not connect, but I'm here with Lina, Salome, and Camilo Restrepo is also connected with us today.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, all of you, for joining. And when I give you the ground, I'm sorry I didn't know your names because I wasn't aware, but I'll give you the chance to introduce yourselves. So. We're very grateful to have these young people here to share their firsthand experience. And then we also have Kun Setiawan. I'm very sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well, like Kun, but he's the coordinator for our program in Indonesia, in Bandung, Indonesia. He's part of the IKI office, Indonesia. Hi. And also we have the pleasure to have Anja Rama with us today. She is the representative of the Youth and Sport Agency of Bandung City Government. So she'll also be able to share her experience from the perspective of the local government. Who are also, I shall also mention that even that another key partner in our program is the local governments, because whenever we bring our approach into a city, the first thing we try to do with the help of ICLE is get the support from the local government. We don't want this to be an isolated initiative. We don't want these youth hubs to be isolated and then disappear once the program leaves. So our idea is really to make them sustainable interventions and to work with the local government in doing this. So we do appreciate their support, their help, their interest in learning more about the young people of their cities, and also about the interest in learning how to engage young people into their processes. So with that, I'm going to give now the floor to our main, the main stars of today. So let me just quickly, we'll go into, I think the first, we're going to start, perhaps a good way to start is to involve one of our local grantees, or local implementers, sorry. So Juanita Gomez, who, like I said, she's from Fundación Mi Sangre. They're the ones that are implementing the program in Envigado. She has agreed to share with us the approach that you've used, your organization has used to engage young people into the program. And if you could also give us a little bit of an insight of how you went about building trust between young people and the local government. So please, Juanita, I give you the floor now.
Thank you, Andrea. Yes, as for the approach for the youth engagement in the program, in Fundación Mi Sangre, we like to use a methodology called Unite to build, or to build, and it's fundamented in the Theory U. So what we do in Theory U is we have 3 stages. You can imagine a U as I have it in my hand. So the first stage here is observation. We like, as Andrea was saying before, we don't like to give the young people the information or the instructions of what to do, but we instead like to give them tools so they can, like in this first stage of observation, make an idea from themselves of the system. So we do different activities like objective observation, subjective information, and the idea with this is that they can observe the system, the different actors, stakeholders, the different situations or problems, and to understand the context by themselves, with different activities to get like a new idea or a new map of what's happening in Envigado, in their city. Then we go to the stage of presencing. This is very important for Fundación Mi Sangre because we like to use different tools and different methodologies so the young people can feel everything that they have observed, like get it through their body, like get to understand what they are seeing, not just get an idea, but as we call it in Spanish, it's getting it through your body. I don't know how to say that expression in English, so they can feel what's happening, like feel the information in their body. That is very important for us. And then we go to the co-creation stage. So all these different stages are very important for them to get like a bigger picture of what's happening. And it's also very important that they, how do you say this in English? Like they deconstruct the idea that they have, and that they take away all the prejudice or ideas they may have, so they can build a new idea, or they can construct like a new idea and a new map of what's happening in the territory. Then with all this information, we go to the co-creation stage, where with all the information they have, they create groups, they create like their team in order to build the initiatives with the problems or with everything they already saw in the territory that they feel it's important, and with what interested the most and they feel more connected with. And then for building the trust between the young actors and the local governments. What we observe in the beginning of the program is that there's not much trust in the local governments. Young people and even older, they don't trust a lot in the government. And what we saw is that this is not based in anything in particular. It's something that they have inherit. I don't know how to say it.
Inherited?
Inherited, yes. Thank you, Andrea. It's just an idea that they have. So what we do also with the observation is to understand first that the government is also people, that they have many situations, that they are not only government or local administrations, but they are also parents. They have also been youth, young people. They have also families that are involved in the different problems that happen every day in society and problems they are trying to tackle with their initiatives. So this is very, very important. The second thing that we do is there's a moment in the observation phase where they have to go and do interviews to the stakeholders. So this is also a way so that they can connect with them, get to know them better, and maybe understand that they are working for the same. They're also trying to help or to solve different problems that they also are interested in. So this is very important. And then in the co-creation process, we gave them like the tools and we try to empower them to connect with the local government. So they know they can do their initiatives by themselves, but we empower them to build and to, as we say it in the foundation, to need the head, to need with someone else so they can construct with different allies in the territory that will make their initiatives stronger and with a bigger possibility to make an impact.
Thank you so much, Juanita. That is great to hear. Now, I know you're with some of the young people that you worked with in the program. So I would love to invite you to introduce yourselves first and also to give us your experience. I have a few questions, but I'll start with the first one. Can you share with us what are the main, maybe the 3 takeaways and learnings that you got from the program?
Okay, I have here Lina. She's going to speak in Spanish, and maybe we can.
Yes, I forgot to say that. I can please go ahead, speak in Spanish, and then I can summarize or try to translate to.
Thank you, Andrea.
Bueno, nuestra iniciativa, parte de un proyecto ambiental, se llama Valeo Lab. Para nosotros fue importante en el proceso poder conectar, como ya he explicado ahorita, tejer redes con muchos aliados, no solamente desde la parte de los gobiernos, sino desde profesionales que nos dieron lineamientos y bases para poder formular la iniciativa de una forma más para poder tejer pues, y hacer estos lazos con profesionales que de una u otra manera nos nutrieron más el proceso.
Sí, no, yo estoy escribiendo y después les voy a dar. Sigue nomás para no cortar el flujo.
Ok, y dentro de estas mismas redes, pues conocimos muchas personas que están también apoyando el proceso y nos quieren pues como respaldar en otros temas que como decíamos, pues como te decía, a ellos, el tema es poder de una u otra manera pues llegar a la idea básica o esa idea general que tenemos, que es poder desarrollar en Envigado o ser líderes en Envigado en la protección de los recursos, en la protección de los suelos, de la flora y fauna, y poder todos esos objetivos de desarrollo que se están generando a nivel internacional, pues verlos en un poco de una ciudad que de por sí ya ha sido pionera en muchísimas cosas en Medellín y en el Valle de Aburrá. Entonces, básicamente, estos espacios nos han permitido no solamente enriquecer un proceso que venimos gestionando o pensándolo, nutrir una población, sino también poder conectar con otros jóvenes que también tienen otros o pues, otras ideas y programas que básicamente vamos pues como a lo mismo, a tratar de una u otra forma aportarle pues como un granito de arena a la transformación del territorio.
Muchas gracias. So I'll try to translate what she has said. There, she's part of one of the initiatives that was selected in the program, the S²Cities in Envigado. Her initiative is called Valeo Lab. And she was saying that for her, it was very important. This program really helped her, her and her colleagues connect with, or make find a network, connect with allies, find professional experts, and also connect to the local government to help her ideas or their ideas become stronger. And they've also found that through this program, they've been able to find or connect to resources, find the resources that can help this idea materialize itself. The initiative focuses on protecting the land and the natural resources of the land in their city. And this process has helped them enrich their ideas, connect with other young people as well. She mentioned that as being something very important, other young people that share the same goals and that also would want to support this initiative. Juanita, there was someone else
Yes,
with you.
I'm here.
Does she have something? If she wants to share something.
¿Tienes algo para compartir?
Hola, bueno, también quería comentar que somos el único grupo juvenil líder con un proyecto ambiental en Envigado, el único colectivo juvenil con un proyecto ambiental. Gracias a Fundación Mi Sangre hemos construido un proyecto muy genial con las alianzas y con las capacitaciones que nos han proporcionado. Hemos construido algo que va a trascender. Entonces,
y cuéntales que les puedes contar que ya se constituye.
Bueno, tenemos una noticia súper importante, ya nos constituimos como entidad sin ánimo de lucro, como corporación Valeo Lab, para seguir como aportando pues al municipio de Envigado y obviamente tener un enfoque a nivel nacional también.
Oh, congratulations, felicitaciones. So she has just shared with us that they've been working with the local government, and this is the only initiative, the Valeo Lab is the only environmental initiative that came out of this program, and that they've been able to, with the help of the foundation and the local government, they've been able to formalize themselves as a non-profit organization. So that is great news. We're very happy to hear that, and congratulations. Felicidades. That's great. Sorry, Juanita, was there someone else with you?
Sí, yes, Cami. Cami, ¿les quieres contar tu experiencia en el proyecto y cómo te has sentido? ¿Cuáles son las conclusiones y aprendizajes que te ha dado el proyecto? Wait.
¿Cómo me veo por ahí?
Muy bien.
Super, muy bien.
Okay.
Great.
Bueno, entonces les voy compartiendo. ¿Me escuchan bien, cierto? Listo. El proyecto que nosotros llevamos desde el Movimiento Envigado se mueve como en vocería de mi persona. En un principio era para la constitución de la Mesa de Derechos Humanos en el municipio, que hoy está un pelito a hacerse realidad, y ya de ahí se transformó a Párchate con la calle. Yo creería que las tres conclusiones y aprendizajes del programa, la primera sería indudablemente el poder juntarse con más jóvenes que se piensan el lugar en el que habitan, desde el bienestar y la convivencia. Es muy bonito saber que hay jóvenes que les preocupa lo social, lo cultural y lo político en nuestro municipio y que no son indiferentes. Encontrarse con esto en un primer momento de la fundación fue muy chévere, discúlpenme ahí. Lo segundo es que queda la importancia de todas las enseñanzas de la institución, de la fundación, porque se nos abrió la mente como para que de manera metodológica nos pensáramos los proyectos o las iniciativas que teníamos y a partir de allí pues ellos nos orientaran en la construcción de un proyecto sólido. Saber esencialmente cómo requerir de apoyos de organizaciones, entes o instituciones, y de ahí que se vaya articulando un puente con estas, como por ejemplo lo generó la fundación con la institucionalidad. Yo creo que esas dos serían como las últimas, las tres conclusiones ahí, pues en esta última que iban dos. Lo que más me gustó del programa pues fue que le dieran esa importancia a lo que los jóvenes nos visionamos. Muchas veces vemos que el joven es subestimado en lo que en lo que hace. Entonces, bueno, me dices cuándo vas traduciendo, no sé, qué pena, yo me extiendo.
Okay, so I'll intercede here to make a translation, so you don't get bored for those who don't understand. So Camilo here, he led another initiative, which was called the Roundtable for Human Rights, which now has changed to the name of, this is tough. It's like Ally Yourself with the Street. That's the name of his initiative. And he was sharing what are the three main takeaways. He said he really enjoyed being able to having the opportunity to meet other young people, come together and together think about what well-being means. And also to be able to meet so many young people that are interested in politics, economics, and just the urban dynamics. Also, he mentioned that he was very happy to see that the program allowed him to open his mind and learn new methods, and also to receive the coaching to get his idea to a much stronger level. And also, he was starting to say that he finds that he was very glad to find a space that was giving importance or giving the recognition that it deserves to young people, thoughts and ideas. Sigue, Camilo.
Okay, muchas gracias, qué pena. Lo que más me gustó del programa fue que nos dieron como esa importancia que no se da ningún espacio en el que nos invitan, porque como que siempre nos subestiman o siempre pues como que nuestras ideas no importan mucho. Y esta vez, pues yo creo que muchos de nosotros nos sentimos como importantes y que lo que teníamos en mente podía ser algo que transformara en el municipio. Yo creo que eso fue lo que más me gustó y que se le diera como también la seriedad del asunto. Yo siempre, pues en los espacios que he estado, al menos con lo público, les he dicho esas falencias que tienen los jóvenes. Enseñan esto que por ejemplo nos enseñó la fundación, cómo realizar un marco teórico, cómo se hace un objetivo específico, una pregunta problematizadora, que son unos indicadores, que todo eso lo vemos muy alejado, además porque lo hacen los políticos acá y como que no han querido que uno sepa sobre eso, y entonces es bacano que lo hiciera la fundación.
He's also mentioning in the particular context of Colombia, young people feel that they've traditionally felt that the local government doesn't listen or doesn't give the recognition that young people deserve in terms of coming up with ideas. So he was very grateful to have a space that was doing that, and not only doing that, but also connecting them to local officers to be able to create those bridges that are necessary to give young people's ideas the support that are necessary. Muchas gracias, Camilo. I'm realizing that we're a bit ahead of our schedule, or rather delayed. So I'm going to now I'd like to give the floor to another perspective, which is the local government from Bandung in Indonesia. So Anja, who's here with us today, she has been working with the program. She is a young person herself, but she's also working at the local government. So it'd be great to hear from you, Anja. how are young people being involved in local government processes at the moment in your experience in Bandung? Not
Okay,
only within this program, but in general.
all right. Okay, thank you, Andrea. Nice to meet you all. The first thing I want to tell you us about the young people in Bandung is always involved in every events held by the government. But some of the young people not involved in the events because they have no trust to the government. The first things, but we can handle it because it's not big problem. We can build the trust step by step, but not also but not also make the young people afraid. But step by step, we build this trust. Yeah. But
Okay.
so far, the young people involved in every events held by the government.
Sorry, can you repeat that again, the last part?
Oh yeah, but I think the young people, the biggest young people in Bandung is involved in every events held by the government. Yeah. Jadi we not afraid about the little small things about the miss in young people, but the biggest young people is almost involved to every events held by the government.
Oh, that's very interesting to know. I'll just quickly, we have a bit of an issue with language, the beauty and the constraints of dealing with people from different countries. So I'll translate quickly this into Spanish. Para los que hablan español, nos estaba contando Anja, que es parte del gobierno local en Bandung, que también estaba involucrado en el programa. Le pregunté qué hacía el gobierno allá para involucrar a la gente joven. Nos ha dicho que allá también hay procesos, o sea, hay situaciones similares en la falta de confianza entre el gobierno local y la juventud. Sin embargo, ellos desde hace rato vienen haciendo esfuerzos paso a paso para mejorar esto, y ahora actualmente todos los eventos de planificación grandes o importantes, usualmente siempre están invitada la gente joven en estos procesos. Thank you, Anja. I have another question for you, and it was, in your opinion, what can a program like ours, S²Cities, do to facilitate or enable young people to participate in making urban environments safer?
All right. The program of the Safe and Sound Cities in Bandung is are good, but maybe if the information known to everyone isn't known to everyone, but the information less spread to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Sí,
just a little bit of things. I think because the program is good, are excited, but the information not for less spread to everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. Le había preguntado qué puede hacer en nuestro programa para, this is in Spanish, sorry, Anja. Le había preguntado qué podemos hacer desde el programa para incluso mejorar esta promoción de las ciudades más seguras para los jóvenes. Entonces me ha dicho que un tema, o sea, que el programa tiene un buen enfoque, pero el problema es que la información sobre el programa no es accesible a todos. Y creo que ese es un tema de información que muchas ciudades, muchos países poseen ese problema. So I agree that in general, I think access to information in general is a challenge in many cities. Mm-hmm.
Yes, right.
But that is something that we can take more time to think about how we can overcome that issue. Thank you so much for that insight.
Yeah.
And also, I was just told that we didn't know this in advance, but can you confirm? I think we do have some young people from the Bandung experience, from the Bandung program. Can you let me know if you're here in the roundtable?
Right.
I'm here.
Oh, perfect. Can you share us your name? You share your name with us?
My name is Dea, but I can't open my camera. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Oh, I think we lost. So I see it's Deamira, but I think we lost her.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Deamira. Thank you so much for
question
joining.
again.
No, I wasn't aware that you were here, but we're so happy to have you here. So I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked to our Colombian colleagues, which is, what do you have any 3 takeaways or some takeaways that you want to share with us from the program, from participating in this program?
You're muted, maybe.
Oh, I thought it was the connection. It might be the connection. Do we have another person from Indonesia that would like to share some insights or takeaways from the program?
Yes, we have Donny and Irfan. Yeah, maybe they can share their experience in this program.
Hello, Miss Andrea.
Hello, thank you for coming and speaking to us.
Maybe I want to share my experience involved in this program in Bandung City. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Doni Darmawan. You can call me Doni. I'm from Bandung Institute of Technology in Bandung City. So first, when I involved in S²Cities program, I was the illuminator. I surveyed the amenities in some of the districts in Bandung City, and that was a great experience. I have new friends with other young people in Bandung. I can get to know the city more get to know to the city, and yeah, and have some discussion with government and stakeholder in Bandung City. After I surveyed the amenities, a couple of days ago, I'm one of the team that bring the idea to the program of S²City, and my team apa sih terpilih
Chosen.
My team is chosen to implement our idea in Bandung City in Cibadak Street to revitalize it and implement a low emission zone in Cibadak Street in Bandung City. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you so much. We would love to hear more from the other young people, but we also do realize we have only 12 minutes. And I also want to open the floor because we have some people here who are young people here who are not from this program. They haven't participated in this program specifically. They're neither from Envigado nor Bandung, but some of you did participate in the Youth Safety Challenge that the S²Cities launched last year. So I invite you or anyone else who may have a question at this point for any of the young people that spoke with us or any of our partners. Or anyone who has a question for one another.
There's a friend from Andrea. There's a friend from ICLEI, Southeast Asia. So maybe they have an opinion about this program, because in the second year they will be select one of the cities candidate.
Yes.
for this program?
Sure. So do you know who wants to speak? I'm happy to.
Maybe Russell can speak about it.
Perfect.
How
Okay,
about
go
that,
ahead.
Russell?
Hello, good evening from Manila, Philippines. I am Russell Andrade, and I am one of the supposedly project focus for this project, if this will be expanded to the Philippines, right? So my question is that I have found out in the well, I'm developing a scorecard for the selection of cities here in the Philippines, because we have opened the the expression of interest for Philippine cities. And I have found out that location is very important when selecting a city. Well, here in the Philippines, when I was working for a project and we have a focal designated by the city, it doesn't really matter how far it is from the ICLEI office in Manila. So I just want to ask your experience from the two cities. How does this particular distance from ICLEI office affect the implementation of the project when it is far from the office, from our ICLEI office?
Great. So I'll take advantage, because I think that's a good question for Kun to answer. If you're okay with that. And I will also ask you, Kun, to pair that with an answer to a question from Damira, who said, why did you choose Bandung in the first place? So perhaps we can focus the discussion a little bit, or your answer on how of choosing cities and the selection of cities. And then you can also answer Russell's question. Is that okay with you, Kun?
Yeah, okay. Andrea, it's for the answer, maybe the distance from ICLEI office to the chosen city, it's important. yeah, it's okay, because we can visit the city if the city is not too far from the city ICLEI. We can visit the city more often. So, but it's also not become problem, because we also work with other NGO. For example, in Bandung, we work with WRI, that they have staff that stay in the city in the Bandung. So and WRI also, we work also with other local NGO, just like Gerak and POI. So it's become not problem. It's the city is not too close to ICLEI office. Depend on the partner we will work with. Yeah, I think that's my opinion.
Thank you, Kun. I'll just add to that, and in answer to Amira's question, I think one of the main reasons of why we chose Bandung and what we seek for when we go into a different city, ICLEI being the main partner that helps us find cities, is that we have a local government that is interested in engaging with young people and learning how to engage with young people. So that is, of course, the first and main thing that we look for. And I think that's what happened in particular in Bandung. There was a call for interest on behalf of the local government to support this process. And so I think that's, of course, location is important, but like as Kun said, we are working with local implementers on the ground. They are the one who are operationalizing the program on the ground and connecting to the local government officers and other relevant urban actors in that particular context. So that's very important, but the most important thing is, I think, working with local governments that want to learn from youth engagement, youth participation, and also have the interest and the goal of making their city safer for young people. Yes, and with that, we're at 6 minutes to the end of our roundtable. So I also invite anyone else who may have a question to pose it. You can write it in the chat or orally. Otherwise, verbally. Otherwise, I also have, well, now you've spoken, Koen, a little bit, but perhaps I wanted to also to ask you before, what do you think, do you think that local governments in the region of Southeast Asia are moving towards involving young people as in general, like across local governments? Are they including young people into the processes? Is that
Yes,
something bigger?
Yes, I think so, because in Indonesia, we in every city we have youth and sport agency. So every city have a program to approach young people. But the problem is how to more engage with young people, not only to hear to make, just like in Bandung, to make space for young people, but also more engage them in decision making, because young people, it's seldom to engage in the process once, because maybe young people didn't care about that. They think it's not their business, but they also because they don't know the system in the city. So if they have idea, they don't know how to give the idea, when, where, to who, to improve the city policy. So in this program, we try to encourage them and bridge them with kind of like agency, youth and sport agency and other agency, so they know the system in the city.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. I think that we definitely agree with that. It's more about providing the information, making information accessible to young people, and the processes giving them access to the processes that would allow them to get involved. I think that's very important. And before we end, if I could very quickly, I'm going to ask our Colombian young people to very quickly, in one word or like in one phrase, give us what would you do to improve the program? So if each of you young people, and then I'll ask quickly to the young people from Indonesia as well, to give us one phrase of what you would do to improve the program. That would be great. Juanita, perfecto.
Sí, estamos pensando, es que es muy amplia, le estaba diciendo yo a ella, es muy amplia. Pero no sé, pienso personalmente que básicamente es como construir confianza, porque estamos hablando precisamente de eso, que es mucha la desconfianza que hay desde los jóvenes frente a una administración y de los procesos, porque venimos también y más América Latina viene con un tema de gobiernos corruptos, gobiernos con muchísimos problemas sociales, y no hay una transformación, un cambio desde una administración, y de por sí ya venimos como en una posición de pues freno, o de pronto de no tener una alianza, sino uno estar precavido, una posición de estar no precavido frente a un gobierno. Entonces pienso que mucho, y más escuchando a los chicos que también les sucede eso, que parte que la administración no les ayuda, o de pronto de alguna manera no hay una forma de mediar un acercamiento con ellos, pienso que sí, construir muchísima confianza.
Gracias.
Así, la convocatoria llegaría a más jóvenes y creerían más en ella.
Muchas gracias. Camilo.
Hola. Por acá estoy, ya nos estamos despidiendo.
Les había preguntado si tienen así rápido, algo que se te venga a la mente, porque estamos con falta de tiempo, pero algo que para mejorar el programa. Un punto a mejorar.
Algo para mejorar el programa. No, pues lo que yo les había dicho en uno de los encuentros era como que esto le hacía falta y de forma masiva a Envigado, pero lo que vi es que justamente en esos días salió la otra convocatoria, como la segunda, porque creo que con nosotros fue la primera. Entonces, por el momento, pues como que no, en ese momento no. De pronto hay algunos proyectos que que se deben de tomar en cuenta más como una relación con como qué tipo de relación llevarse con la institucionalidad, porque pueden ser no en contravía, sino también como algo, como una falencia de la institución, y a veces los espacios con la institución deben ser como de una manera diferente, pero yo creo que todo esto de lo que hemos hecho se ha ido aprendiendo, ahí para no extenderme tanto.
Muchas gracias. Well, yeah, like I said in the chat, I think the issue of trust is very important, and I hear that it's also an issue in Indonesia. It's not only in Latin America, where we always tend to think that is a big issue specific to Latin America, but it's not. Trying to build bridges between government, the local government, and young people, change the perspectives that young people, that local governments have on young people is very important. And that is also something that we've heard a lot, and we're taking it seriously. We have tried to address it, but we will continue to think about how to improve that part. To our Indonesian colleagues, before we leave, do you have a point of improvement for the S²Cities that you'd like to share?
Okay, hello Angia. Hello Andrea. I'm one of innovator. I'm friends with Doni, and I would like to share maybe things that we can S²Cities can improve. As what Angia said before, the local group, I think they really support the participation of youth in cities. I do think that the dissemination of the information needs to be addressed. I do think that S²C can collaborate with the local university in Bandung, especially. Other than that, I do think that the youth community in Bandung are really active, and if S²C can reach out to the non-university student, that will be great, actually.
Thank you very much for that suggestion. That is really interesting to hear. And finally, do you have a suggestion or an insight suggestion, Angia? I'd like to hear from you too. Okay, I think we have a maybe connectivity issue. Finally, I see also that Ari from ICLEI Indonesia has raised his hand. Would you like to?
Yeah, no, I just want to add some information what Kun explains related to what our modalities related to the position of governments. So basically, globally and nationally, we try to elaborate and brings the concept into some activities and current program. Globally, for example, we adopt UNFCCC Sustainable Development Goals and another public agenda. And nationally, of course, we adopt related to the protection children and how to bring children as the partners, as the main stakeholders in terms of the development. But the problem is the knowledge is not about we know and put as the knowledge, but how to bring the knowledge into the real activities. For example, what we call as the children perspective or youth perspective related to the infrastructures, related to the planning, the city plannings, and how to bring youth group as the main actors in terms of decision-making process. That is the challenge. So that's why in terms of our activities in Bandung, we hope that we can develop the mechanism, the system can bring youth easily getting access information and participation in terms of decision-making process. This is the critical. When we talk about the concept, we clearly in paper document youth as the potential partners, and we have to and the government may be allocated budget on that. But of course, we have to make sure that the program and the activities are real representative of the youth perspective. That's so that's why the program is very important. Not only just 1 or 2 years, but of course we have to monitor and assisting until we reach the goals. This from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ari. Yes, this is very important. I see Juanita has a hand raised. I'm going to go ahead and give her the platform, but please, for all of you who need to go, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. And if you want to stay, then you're welcome to. Juanita.
Sorry, wait, before anyone leaves, could we take a quick group picture? Would that be possible?
Yes, absolutely.
Could the people who can just quickly turn on cameras, maybe? Then we would love to take a short picture. Julio, should I take it or do we both do it, or how should we?
Go ahead.
I'm also taking them. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Are we good?
Yes, we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Okay, then I'll go back to Juanita. Juanita wanted to say something and then we'll close the roundtable.
Sí, mira, Andrea, lo que te queríamos decir, pues acá hablando que sería muy importante, independientemente del idioma, buscaríamos una solución, pero sí conectar las iniciativas que se están gestionando desde PACTUC y acá pues en Envigado, las mismas temáticas y poder crear como una transversalidad, porque veo que muchas de las situaciones que pasan aquí están pasando allá y pues se está replicando en muchas partes, y también buscar, o sea, como que sean casos de estudio de la investigación que se realiza aquí, la solución o el posible desarrollo metodológico que se genere y cómo podría de alguna manera articularse con ideas que ellos tienen de situaciones que ellos han resuelto o que hemos resuelto aquí, y podría ser como una interdisciplinaria entre las dos ciudades y entre pues los mismos grupos, que me parecería muy importante poder conocer. Por ejemplo, a nosotros nos interesaría mucho saber, y más porque no tenemos mucha información acerca pues del lugar, qué problemáticas ambientales y desde lo social se están presentando y qué iniciativas también le están apostándole a esto.
Muchísimas gracias. Super importante. I'll translate this because this is very important. I did write it in the chat though. She was saying, making a call for us to also try to connect the different initiatives that we have in the different cities. In this case, connecting the initiatives from Bandung and Envigado, because she mentioned that she's realizing many common topics are coming up. And I will say that for us also, this has been a very interesting insight. When we speak about the topic of trust, when we speak about the topic of access to information, these are common topics in both cities, which we didn't expect that to happen. We thought they were very, very different. So we're definitely looking into this. This is something we actually want to eventually create as we engage more cities, a network of young people that have participated in the program and have them exchange experiences. And this was actually a first step in trying to do that. So we do realize that language is a bit of an issue, but we will think further about how to overcome these barriers and how to bring these groups together. And now I'll say this in Spanish. Muchas gracias por compartir esta idea con nosotros. La verdad es que sí, la hemos pensado mucho. Parte de nuestra idea es que conforme sigamos creciendo, ir conformando una red de jóvenes que han participado en el programa y que puedan ir compartiendo sus experiencias. Esto, de hecho, en principio fue un primer paso en esa dirección. De ahí nos dimos cuenta, claro, que el idioma a veces es un poquito un problema, pero vamos a pensar mejor en cómo podemos hacer eso, cómo podemos sobrepasar esa barrera del idioma y formar grupos o espacios donde pueda darse este intercambio. Y también, solo un poquito más de información, nuestro programa sí tiene un componente de investigación. No lo hemos comenzado todavía, lo vamos a comenzar en el año 2, y el objetivo de ese componente es precisamente en generar casos de estudios sobre lo que estamos aprendiendo en cada una de las ciudades, cómo se están abordando los problemas y qué está pasando con esas implementaciones que se están dando. And I'll finish saying that one of the suggestions was that we should actually do some case studies on everything that we're learning on these cities and on the ideas that are coming up to solve those problems, and also some follow-up to the initiatives that are being implemented to learn from that. So what I was telling our colleagues is that we actually do have a research component. We haven't yet started it because this was the pilot year, but in future, as more cities come in, we do have a research component that will focus on trying to study these cities, trying to study what is the learnings from them and how young people are responding to that. So we will keep you all posted on that. And with that, I thank you very much for this. It was a very nice session. It was very nice to hear from young people from Indonesia and the young people from Colombia. I do thank you all for your patience with the translation. It is a bit of a barrier, but that comes with these global international programs. But I think what's more important is the richness that we get out of these exchanges. So thank you very much for your patience. Thank you for also staying 10 minutes over time. And we will keep you posted on future events that we will host. Thank you all. Muchas gracias a todas. Gracias por esperar los 10 minutos que nos sobrepasamos, pero hemos aprendido mucho y pensaremos mucho en cómo mejorar estos espacios de intercambio entre los jóvenes. Gracias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you all.